and said to the teachers, they go, what do you want to do, Gary? I said, I'm going to run my area. Moving up, leveling up, product for his environment, made best of what we do, and we can keep tabs on what's going on in our area, you know? That wouldn't have happened in our area because I would have been all over it, you know? And so I plucked one of them kids from each fucking corner of Melton, you know? I had a crew of 5, and with that 5, we controlled the town, you know?
All that talk to my gang pulled up, and we pull up, and they all did.
Yo, it's your boy King Dave here, and this is the Fallon Show. Hope all is going well out there. How about you introduce yourself, brother, and where you from?
So my name's Gary Wright. Everybody's calling me TikTok Gary at the moment. So I'm from the western suburbs of Melbourne. So a little town called just outside on the west there. It's called Melton.
But yeah, no, so this is Gary Wright, so they call him TikTok Gary, apparently. But brother here has actually got an awesome story of redemption. He has done a bit of time over there through the system there in Melbourne, but he's been able to switch it up and turn it around, and he actually started popping off on TikTok recently. So he's just got over 30,000 subscribers on TikTok in like 2 months, just for sharing his story, just for speaking his truth of rehabilitation. So no, that's awesome, bro. You know, that's a lot of followers in a short amount of time, brother.
Thank you, Dave. I just want to thank you for the opportunity, brother. You know, muchly appreciated, bro. Full respect. I just want to shoot a message out there to the youth and that, and anybody with mental health or drug addiction. You know, anybody in a bad spot. I've been in a lot of bad spots, so I'm in a good position. I've just spoke my mind and my heart, and I'm my sort of a journey of redemption, you know, it's just kicked off, and it seems to be going well. So thank you for the opportunity to shoot my message further, brother. You're doing a really good thing, bro. You're killing it, bruv. Like, you're putting in hard, and I love it. You know, it's awesome. Yeah.
Nah, it's awesome, man. I definitely know how you feel, man. With what you're doing right here, man. It's the same fight we're fighting here, man. Same battle.
100%.
So it's awesome to have you on, man. Nothing but respect, brother. And we will go on to, you know, your sort of what you've been doing on TikTok and how you've really been able to speak to people through that platform. But to start us off, bro, so Melton, was that where you grew up?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I moved there when I was about 5 years old. Mum went up there. It was sort of probably out west. It'd be probably the lowest prices on housing out there. So, you know, a lot of broken homes. You know, people that are just getting by end up getting out there. You know, and my mum's a good mother, you know. She tried her hardest. She's worked as long as I've been alive. She's a nurse and stuff. But Dad wasn't there. He wasn't there. He was there for me, but he just wasn't there financially because he got robbed of his potential by alcohol, you know. So but he's a legend too. Much respect for my parents, but my dad just was a sucker for the substance, you know, and being legal, you know, it's right in your face. And yeah, the alcohol got him, bro. But he's a very wise man. And mum's a legend. She's a proper fruitful member of the community, you know. Proper is, you know. She puts in. She's a mum of 3 boys, and so like, but I just come from a broken home, and that's where it starts, doesn't it? You know, and that's not her fault, man. You know, it's not Dad's fault. You know, like, it is what it is. You know, we're only a product of our environment, I believe.
Yeah, very true, brother. Yeah. Very true. So so how was it, man, going into your teenage years out in Melton, man? What sort of crowd were you getting around with, and did it start off young for you, or did it sort of just was?
Yeah, it started off pretty young, eh? I've always been a bit of a live life on the edge type of guy, you know. So sort of if you're not living life on the edge, you're taking up too much space. That's sort of mentality I've always had. Sort of real out there and type of fucking hyperactive kid. I've got ADD and ADHD. Turning point for my my bad career choice was mum worked 2 jobs, and all we had was, like, we were broke a lot, you know. We were broke a lot growing up. 3 boys she had. She worked her ass off, and like I said, Dad wasn't there because of the alcohol financially. And so I never had the mindset that the job was good. Do you know? What I did look up to was the guys in my area playing up. You know, the guys with the Nikes and the fucking gold chains and this and that, you know. They were getting around, and I thought, oh, these guys are cool, you know. And so as soon as high school started, and they were asking people, what do you want to do for a job? I was already putting my hand up only because of what I've seen. And it was, you know, $10 at home at mum's. At our house was $5 for petrol, and the other $5 for ham sandwiches for school, you know, and then we're broke again. So I looked up to the other guys that were running amok in the area and thought, I'm going to be like them. So I put my hand up in school straight out, and said to the teachers, they go, "What do you want to do, Gary?" I said, "I'm going to run my area." You know, so what a shit career choice, but.
All right, man. So from there, so I thought I'd say this as well, man. So Gaz here is a bit of an OG over there in Melton. He was a bit of a mentor to some boys that I know from my walk in prison with some of the Melton boys. So this dude does have a name out there. So it's awesome to see you speaking your truth like this, brother, on this platform. It's awesome, man. So I know it'll inspire a lot of people in the area too. You know, so
Thank you, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, so from there, so guess what, when were your first run-ins with the law, man? When did that sort of stuff work?
Shit. I think your first one was about 12. Just a theft from a shopping centre or something. Yeah, I think it was a Mars bar, if I remember. Just a little caution and that. But yeah, that was pretty much would have been just before high school or the start of high school, you know. It started just little thefts and that. And then it moved on to probably fleecing cars. And then from there, fleecing sheds. You know, and from there moved on to houses. Before I finished high school and caught my first juvie sentence, we were breaking in the shop, smashing grabs. By the end, before high school even finished, I got my first juvie whack. We were doing proper shop burgs, you know, commercial shop burgs and that, you know. Not proud of it. Feel sorry for the people that we did rob, but I say it was just product of my environment, bro. Like we're just bored and. You know, you learn on the run, just like I'm learning on the run now, you know. What I mean by that is, you know, I'm learning as we go, you know, taking every day as it comes and trying to learn. And that was the same. So we just kept leveling up, you know, started from little petty shit and then moved on to what you could say was some organized burgs on shops. And back then there wasn't many alarms, you know. If there was, we'd just wait for them to come patch it up. And then we'd sit off. And once they come patch the windows up that we broke, we'd run in and take everything. And then, or we'd climb up on the roof and peel the roofs back and then drop down into the storeroom where there was no sensors, no alarms and stuff like that, you know.
How was juvie for you going into there?
It wasn't bad. I only did one juvie hit, and yeah, when I went in there, by luck, one of the boys that were running the pod, he knew me, and he was a cousin of a friend. I was in speaking to the officer, the youth worker, and he's like, "Listen, you know, if anybody offers you a cigarette, they could want a bit more than a cigarette, you know, like just keep to yourself." Comes in, this guy's being cheeky, and he slaps me on the shoulder. He goes, "Remember me, brother?" I said, "Nah." He goes, "Fucking rah-rah's fucking cousin." He goes, "Remember back at the school and that when I was up at M-Town?" I was like, "Oh, true." He's like, "Don't worry, bro. I gotcha." And so, like, I was lucky, bro. You know, he had my back, you know?
Yeah.
And so I did my juvie pretty easy, yeah. But you know, sat at the main table with the boys and that, and like, yeah, you know, throw me a cigarette here and there and all the rest of it. So it was all right. But when I did come out of juvie, because I went away to juvie for burgs and that, but when I did come out, I was over it because we were just young punks, just running amok, just stealing stuff, little thieves. And you know, the jacks were always knocking on our doors. We weren't fully organised by that stage, so jacks were always knocking on our doors. It wasn't hard to catch us little cunts with stolen goods. You know what I mean? They knew our ammo. We were in the area tearing it up, little shits. And we all come from broken homes or bad backgrounds, all the rest of it. And so when I was in juvie, I thought, fuck this Bergen shit, you know, because it's just always there. You know, every week we'll cap another Berg charge, you know. It was bullshit. I was over it. And so when I come home, I thought, fuck the Bergs. You know, I'm over the fucking Bergs and that. So I leveled up and started moving and shaking, you know. Went up to the older guys in cars. I was on a pushy, as it works out. You know how it works out. And they're doing all right, moving out of their fucking teens. And I was a little guy just stepping into my teens. I think I was just turned 15. I was still in school. I think it was about year 9 when I first went to juvie and that. And come home and said to the guys, you know, you put me on. And they said, yeah, we'll put you on, brother. You know, and that's how it works, you know. The sucky bit is, like I said, you just probably invite. I end up being that guy in the car in the area. They were putting the little guys on, you know. It fucking sucks, you know. I really regret that type of shit now, you know. It doesn't sit well with me, Dave, you know. Promise you. Yeah, word.
Oh, well, that's why it's awesome you being able to do what you're doing now, man. You know, you're obviously in alignment and divine alignment, you know, with the platform you're on now, man. You're on track here, bro. You know, getting your radio opportunities and you know, me being able to give you this time to speak, bro. Yeah. It's awesome, man. But you know, people will relate to your story, brother.
Once I got out of juvie, like I said, I started moving, shaking. But I had a good run. I was pretty successful, yeah. I was pretty good at what I did. I was about 18, because I used to fucking get around on discos, shuffling on the bickies and all them ones, you know. And so I was like, for the next few years, I was sort of just getting by. and supplying a party prescription, if you'd say, you know what I mean, for myself. And ended up going, well, fuck that. I want to rise above this shit. I want to better myself, even though it sounds whacked, but better myself in the environment I was in, you know. And so I ended up quitting all drugs at 18. So fuck that, you know, because I wanted to be better than the next. So I didn't get on drugs. And then for the, you know, probably about the next 7 years would have been, I did my thing. And yeah, it was I could end up catching a case where some bouncers were fucking allegedly fucking, because there's a long story to it, but so not allegedly, but I was found guilty for it. But they say that he met two undercovers in a town, and he was he over so many, it was about a 2-month period. There was a bunch of phone intercepts, and these two undercover girls, you know, come up to him in the clubs and that, like sucking lollipops, like they're peeking and that. Hey, what's going on? You know, we heard you got some things and that. And he ended up selling them 7,000 bickies, I think, and 1,100 grams of speed. Well, when the cops hit us, they tried to say that 7,000 and 1,100 grams of speed was I'd supplied him. And so I took a plea. It was, you know, some phone intercepts in that. And so, yeah, I took a plea and I ended up getting 5 for 3. And, yeah, from there, so I went in, did my first whack. I was about 25 then. I was pretty successful at that time. I was living pretty well, you know, hitting up the strippers, but dropping stacks and that, you know. I had a nice car and nice furniture and all the rest of it. You know how it is. Had it all good going on. I thought easy money. It's like just street rich, but, you know, at the end of the day,
Yeah, well done.
easy come, easy go. And so I went to prison and still finding myself as a man, you know. I've done a little bit all right in my area, but I'm still finding myself as a man. And when I hit the yard, you know, they first put me in young offender because I just got a little guy, just fit the criteria. You're still on 25, you know. And so, you know, 18, 25 at Pennine, Port Phillip. Yep. So I hit there, and within a couple of weeks, they said, get the fuck out of here, you know. And then they ended up shipping me off to Loddon. So when they just assessed me, you know, seeing where I was going, sentence management, and I ended up going to Loddon. Lasted 6 months there, you know. Yeah, ended up had a girl that I was ringing on the phone saying, make sure you do the right thing on a visit. She's like, oh, you know, I've been with her for 10 years. She's a high school sweetheart. She's like, oh, not happy about it, you know, but she's coming in saying, if I get pinched, you know. So she ended up getting a challenge, and that ended our relationship, you know. And so it is what it is. Didn't speak to her for 12 months. Well, I did, but just a couple of phone calls here and there. More worried about my jail. And then, yeah, so they moved me on from Loddon. I went to Fulham. Punch-ons, as you do, you know, trying, you know, I'll be honest, they've been a dickhead trying to make a name for myself. You know what I mean? Straight out. You know, if you can. And then plus I had to Barwon. And when I got to Barwon, I sort of found my pecking order, you know. And I'll tell it how it is. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I was quite content with where I'd found myself. I could walk and talk, you know, with the boys in the yard that were known as good crooks. So, you know, I wasn't just a, you know, bottom feeder, as we say. You know how it is, Dave.
Yeah, well
and yeah, I was a decent head in the unit. Wasn't the best, but definitely far from the worst, you know. And I'm not proud of it, but yeah, and sort of found myself. Got my B, went to Illawarra. Then from there, got my C. They put me at open camp. Come home with the stupid mindset of, right, now I've done my jail, I've done my apprenticeship, I know what I'm about. I've been with some of the biggest crooks in Victoria, and I'm not a bad crook at all. I know what I'm talking about, you know. And so hit the ground running, bro. And yeah, it obviously goes on from there, you know.
So just continued down the same route that you were doing before prison.
Yeah, just leveled up, bro. Like finished running the muck. When I got home, I said, we won't run the muck out of our area anymore. You know, because I caught the drug blue, I caught it out of our area. And so I couldn't keep tabs on, you know, what they were doing, you know. I didn't know. I had 30-something coes in my drug blue flow chart.
Wow. Yeah.
I only knew two blokes. You know. The rest I don't even know. Do you know? But so, like, I've never met them in my life. And so that was so what I said is, well, you know, now we'll lock down our area. We don't want anybody else's area. We just have our area. We can keep tabs on what's going on in our area, you know. That wouldn't have happened in our area because I would have been all over it, you know. But stepping outside our area got me got me pinched, but it's a blessing in disguise at the end of the day, because you know
Yeah.
I had to, you have to take the downfalls, you have to take the losses to build you as a man. So then hit the ground running, and once again did what I did best, and wasn't proud of it, man. Fucking, part of fucking, I was being part of ruining the community. But so the next step was, this is very ironic. The next blue I caught was and that's where I met, as we know, we've got a friend, Brody, we've got a mutual friend. That's where I met Brody, and we had a crew, had a good voice. So there's a bunch of little, if you call them burrows, little shacks in different parts. So you got west, east, south, central. You got little parts of Melton, and I end up plucking a bunch of heads from each. You get 100 kids that grow up, and one of them kids is going to ride and die to the bitter end. He's all about it. You know what I mean? And so I plucked one of them kids from each fucking corner of Melton. I had a crew of 5, and with that 5, we controlled the town. And it's not a good thing, Dave. It's not. It's fucking shit. But it's my story. And I'm willing to tell it. But so let's get past that. So anyway, from there, we run a little gang and that. And we controlled the area, and just the ironic bit is the next blue I caught I was actually innocent for. So as we know, the Jacks, they fight fire with fire, and if they can't get you on one thing, they'll set you up for another. So next minute I'm facing trial. Me and my boys were facing trial, big numbers, Dave. Yeah, so a bunch of cases backed up. Some boys had 6, some boys had 3. I had 4. They just loaded us up, loaded us up. And obviously a lot of people that were, further down the chain, acting like they're all about that life, decided when they're in the jack shop and under the pump, they weren't. So, and all that stuff. And a lot of people started talking shit, Jacks twist their story and that. And so some people in jail, like I said, they can't get you on one thing, they get you on another. Them, you're off the street. I'm thinking, fucking hell, man, my life's over. If I get pinched on it, I'm done. Fuck, it's finished, bro. Like what? And all the fake respect and the money and the fucking cars and the women and all that bullshit, all that materialistic shit that's fake as fuck. It didn't weigh up, man. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it was just, I had tunnel vision, I had greed, the power, the greed and the power, and then corrupted me, and so like I was caught in the fucking game. And I thought, I always thought, man, the boys, we don't give a fuck. We'll stick fat. We'll do the time. And which we did stick fat. But when the time come up, man, it didn't seem like a good idea. You know what I mean? Like bad career choice. And for the next 2.5 years while I fought trial, man, I had a dirty little secret in my head thinking, I'm over this shit. But I couldn't speak the words, I couldn't bring them out of my mouth. I couldn't turn around and say, I'm done with crime, boys. I'm done with the game. I'm hanging up the gloves. I couldn't say it. It was only when touch wood, I was innocent, and I was found not guilty on most of the big charges, and I ended up taking a plea on one little charge. My 4 coes who were with me, they all found not guilty, and I got a 33 with 20 months on the bottom. And my mum started crying, and I said, "Don't worry, we're good, mum, it's okay. I'm going to be home." And right there and then, I knew I had another shot on life, And so I hit the yard. The boy said, "What's doing?" Goes, "I said, I'm retired." Straight up. As soon as I seen anybody, I said, "What's cracking, bro?" I said, slap it up and that, how it works. I said, "I'm done." And I said, "I'm finished, bro. I'm going home." That's the whack, I said, yeah. So I ended up jumping through hoops in the system, and ended up getting to open camp and stuff like that again. And, just playing. That was 18 months incident free, bro. Like first time I ever managed that, like usually slot. Had that attitude, you want me TV, I'll throw it off the tier. Them ones and that, That's that's what I had from last season. But this time I thought, you know what, I'm just going to play their game. But it was still a far path of redemption. So then I come home, and that's where it fucking gets heavy, Like, I thought I was good, bro. I thought I was. This one touch base on addiction and mental illness. I thought I was really good. I'm a strong man. I'm all right. We'll be okay. I've retired. Wow, hit me like a ton of bricks, didn't it? Yeah. So I come home, and I found a straight girl, good girl. We started doing that. And I didn't work, but I started doing that 9 to 5 shit. So we take the kids to school, breakfast, lunch, and tea. Shit to go to work. I was still training, making lunch for the kids, all them ones and that. Drop the kids off at school, pick them up, all them ones, just a normal, what society expects from you. And I was doing the right thing. I really felt like I was done. I thought, fuck it. And so while I was, step back a sec, while we were running trials, one of my mates, one of my close mates, he was stressed out for the bullshit going on, girl problems and the trials and that. And one day he wasn't in the dock, and the day before he was about to be acquitted. So they put an application to be acquitted. So the next day he was going to get acquitted. They were signing it off. He was good on that one. And he wasn't in the dock. And the lawyer said, "Did you hear what happened to Rara?" I said, "No. Who? What happened? When? What are you talking about?" He said, "He killed himself last night in the cell." So, and I was like, fuck, man, his brother, what the fuck, he should have just waited it out. But we didn't know. We didn't know it was all going to go down. We thought the Jacks had us, they were fucking us over big time,
Yeah, I heard about that, bro.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, good guy, man. What you do? What you tap out for, brother? You know what I mean? Just hold it out. But one day I woke up, bro, and I looked around. And I thought, what the fuck's going on? Within fucking 10 minutes, Dave, I tried to neck myself, string myself up. And fuck, bro. I think everything happens for a reason, The rope ended up snapping. And from there I got real angry. I thought, see, fucking man, old mate never got any credit for what he did. And what, you were just gonna do it? Like my dog's looking at me and that. Thinking, well, I didn't even realise she was there, she's my baby. And I thought, fuck this, and so I just got real angry. I thought, well, I'm just gonna go out like that. Nah. So I grabbed the phone and that. I rang the jack shop. I said, "Oh, you can't. It's Rara. It's me. It's Gaza." So I told him my last name. I said, "This is my address. I'm an SVO, serious violent offender." I said, "You just want to get here now? I'm going to do some fucking damage, And in my head, what I was thinking is I'm going to get shot by Jacks. I'm going to run out on them, get shot by Jacks, and it's all going to be over. And then at least I'll be front page and, like news and that. I got shot by Jacks and went out like a G. That's what was going through my head at the time. But I'd just done 18 months of fucking being a good guy. I just grabbed the blade out the drawer and thinking, what's going on here? Let's get it on. Thinking, working, put myself into it. Next minute, the roll door goes up. My missus rolls in. She's had a tea break from work. Before just like within 3 minutes of me fucking ringing, she just rolls in there. She walks in, she goes, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing home?" And she's like, "I just come home to see you. I had a tea break, got half an hour off, so I thought I was popping in and see how you going." Fuck. She goes, "What's the matter?" I said, "Listen, babe, I'll tell you straight out. I just ran the Jacks. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm tapping out. I'm finished. Forget about it." She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "They're on their way now." Begged me because I can't let you hurt yourself. What are you doing? Look, this is crazy. And I said, "Oh, fuck, look, caught in a situation here." And I've looked out the front and I was working myself to go out and just run at them, And I thought death by cop will be a fucking good way to go out at that stage. And at that second. And that minute, whatever. And I've looked out the front, and by them, the SOGs everywhere. Choppers on its way. They've cut off the estate. We can just see like the men in masks and all geared up, some little MP5s and that. Look, hiding around all the letterboxes and the bushes out the front of my area. Like where I was staying. And then she's like had a look, and she's like gone white as a ghost. "What the fuck have you done? What's going on?" I said, "I'm over it, She's like, "Oh, you can't do this." And then so I couldn't do that, let alone I was going to try and hang myself in front of my dog, I just wasn't thinking right, bro. And but it was, so from there, anyway, it's hard to talk about. But so from there, I thought, well, fuck, I got myself in a sticky situation here, haven't I? And there's no way I can run out and fucking get dropped by the Jacks in front of her like that, just because I loved her, she never did nothing wrong. So I've gone out the front and said, "Listen, I'll talk it out from." As soon as I got out the front, pulled on me, get on the ground. I just pulled my shirt up, done the Yui on him. I said, "Look, I've got nothing in my hands, well, nothing." And get on the ground. So they rushed me as they do, handcuffed me. And Dave, this is a trippy bit, as soon as I was handcuffed, I was at bliss, brother. That stressful fucking morning that I went through just all went away, man. He stood me up. And this cop that I've been dealing with for fucking 20 years plus, and he was a bit of a turd. I broke his balls and that, and he watched me grow up and terrorized the fucking area. I'm not proud of, like I say. And he's turned around and he's gone, "Listen, put his handcuffs in the front." And usually he'd be into me. You know what I mean? Usually he'd be into me. And but he's got to put his handcuffs in the front. He goes, don't you worry. You can imagine what I've seen. He goes, and I've spoke to someone. I take a pill in the morning, He goes, it helps me through my day. He goes, maybe you need to speak to someone. He goes, I'm not going to send you to jail today. want to send you to hospital, yeah? He goes, I want you to go to hospital and talk to someone. And I was just like tripping, man. Like, what the fuck's going on here, you know? And, look, try to be a man. I'm all right. And that's what was going on, you know? I thought I was all right, you know? I'm retired, boys, you know? Coming from prison, I got this, you know? But fuck, it wasn't that easy, you know? Living life in the fast lane. Thinking I was a fucking little rock star, you know, from my area. I was just a small fish in a big pond. And so I sat in front of Sykes and some little team for the next 3 months. And they broke it down for me, you know, and it was good that I spoke out, bro. Like, you know, I had some mad issues, you know, I had some mad issues going on, and found out I had PTSD, and I'd never been diagnosed with ODD. They broke it down for me, which was really good, man. And then so started to find myself a little bit, but then comes the drugs, bro, and so then come the drugs, brother, and that's something I'm really embarrassed about, but I wear it on my sleeve, you know, like, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be here now. And I wouldn't be moving in the direction I am if it wasn't for all that bullshit, you know.
Yeah,
and I can't become a raging junkie, bro. Proper, you know. I was out the game. Because once I come home, like I said, I decided to step out the game. But then hit a rut. Thought I was okay again, but it was still a bit of band-aiding to do. Plus, who was I to step out the game and rip the rewards from being on the other side of the fence of the game? And then just pack it up and go, I'm good. No. Word doesn't work out like that. I had to feel the sting, you know. I had to feel the other side of the fence. So
well, even, you know, sorry to interrupt you, bro, but even that's sort of what I illustrate to people as well, you know, because there is no really just getting out the game and stopping crime, you know. Not a lot of people that aren't in that life don't realize that, you know, it's a long journey, you know what I mean, to fully rehabilitate, you know. I remember one time you said in one of your TikToks, you're still a criminal, you just stopped doing crime, you know what I mean, and that's just spot on, bro, you know what I mean, like 100%. You're always going to be a criminal once you've been in the nick, mate, once you've gone through all of that sort of stuff, man, the slot and getting strip searched and being dehumanized, that's going to stay with you the rest of your life. There's no ways around that, you know, it's going to stay with you, but it's just choosing not to do those things, though.
Then I went on, have to be at least a 3-year, maybe plus, just drug-fueled bender, smoking heroin, smoking ice, juice, you know, weed, alcohol, not training. Some days wouldn't eat for 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean? Because every cent I got off the dole, I'd put back into my drug habit, you know. And like I said, I wasn't moving and shaking, so there was no chance I was supplying my habit. I was just getting by, you know. So I end up, my brother put me up one night, and we got a bit past midnight. He works around the clock, working man. He's got a family, you know, all the rest of it. And he put me up, and I ended up jetting the house, you know. I wasn't ready, you know. I got anxiety and shit. Bang, gone. Thought I couldn't. And then I come to a point where I was broken, man. Anyways, from there, they put me up again, and that was it, man. My niece was born, my mum's first grandchild, you know, and she's everything. And I was like, I was supposed to be clean before she was born. And my brother took me to the hospital, pick her up, and we brought her home. And I went on probably another fucking few months after that, still fucking up, and it was killing me, man. Like, you know, Christmas was coming up and that. I was thought, fuck this, man. I got to man the fuck up. Like, what am I doing? Just got to a stage where I was saying, my brother, he spoke to me about 2 or 3 days leading up to this day. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. He knows me really well, you know, really well. And obviously being my brother. But then he turned around and he goes, all right, I'm going to come get you. I'm going to come get you. I believe you're ready, you know. You must have heard it in my voice, and that was it, bro. It's been fucking from there, you know. They locked me in a bedroom. They locked me in a bedroom, brother, and fed me for about a month straight. I just sucked it up, you know. I hated it, but I knew I was doing the right thing. And I was there for my niece's first Christmas. I said, oh, you know what? I'm right to get a little unit in that, I think. You know, I'll get a little unit and we'll stay there. And they're my close friends, my family. And nah, forget about it. They're like, you need to go on a holiday. Get your head right. Just go somewhere for a couple of weeks, you and your dog, and just breathe the fresh air, walk around, take yourself outside these suburbs that you're used to, you know, especially the one. I was like, no, I tried to talk them out of it. And then I listened to them, because in the end they go, and thank God I did, you know, because in the end, I ended up going up to Cairns and seeing our mutual friend. You know, he was up there. I had another mutual friend up there that they'd both moved on to bigger and better places, you know, done well for themselves. Yeah. And went up there, and my mate, as we know, you know, he We both know him and know him well. He followed his journey. He's done really well on the internet.
He's killing it.
Very influential figure. He's helped a lot of people. Shout out to Brody, you know.
Yeah, big shout out to Brody. He's one of the reasons I started this. He was one of the people that gave me the confidence to do this, man. So big love to Brody, bro. Big shout out to the brother doing this thing.
100%. He's a good kid, eh? He's got good art. But yeah, and the funny thing is, like, he was, while we're on that, but, you know, the funny thing is, like, you know, he was a kid and he was one of the heads that were part of the crew, and the gift was the gift that keeps on giving. He ended up helping me, you know. He goes, we started training, chopping up meals together, you know, having a feed, and he says to me, he goes, bro, you know, you got a mad story, bro. You got a journey, you know. He goes, you hold yourself well, Gaz. He goes, you're a good Ed. You got a beautiful dog. He goes, some gym reels. You know what I mean? Tell your story. You'll be right, bro. And I was, we'll see what happens, you know. So thanks, bar. And then so yeah, that's as much as he really gave me, bro. He didn't sort of fucking grab my phone and say, this is how it's done, you know. Just sort of give me. He coaches a lot of people how to do their thing. Be crazy not to run with it, and so just telling my story and shooting a message to the youth, and just speak. I always speak my mind, you know. I always speak my heart, and just tell it how it is. It's easy like that, isn't it? And bro, it's just kicked off, and well, you know, now I'm running the ball up hard, man, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say we're going on to TikTok, Gary. Now we're going.
Yeah, that's the one.
And the era, the new chapter in your life, bro. So yeah, like you just said, man. So yeah. So what? So you started uploading videos onto TikTok, onto social media, and that, and it's just kicked off, hasn't it?
Kicked off, brother. They're feeling me, you know, and kids are reaching out, bro, and I'm telling them how it is, and they're listening, bro, and fuck, it's awesome, bro. Like, I think of all that bullshit I just talked about, all that shit I went through, the hell, the heartache, you know, the good times and the bad times, and put me where I am today. It's only early days, brother. It's only early days.
Early days too, man. You're only 2 months in, bro, and you're already you're already levels ahead, man.
Thank you, my brother. And I'm gonna take advantage of it, bro. Like, I will not let nothing jade my vision, bro, because I know that this is what I'm meant for. This is what I'm here for, you know?
Yeah, TikTok Gary with double R.
That actually come up because I was we went out on the town. We had a night to go out to clubs, and everybody's come up to me on photos. Hey, TikTok Gary, you're off TikTok shit. Mates love. What the fuck's going on here, bro? So we changed my name to TikTok Gary. We ran with it, yeah, bro. You know, like, they made it. It happened naturally. You know? It's not something I come up with myself. Everybody come up with it. Yeah, it's crazy.
How was that for you, man? That would have been a good feeling, bro.
Trip, bro. I'm just caught in the moment, you know. But like I said, I'm not going to let it jade my vision. You know, like, I'm here for a purpose, and my purpose is to reach out to the youth, man, and hopefully, I can't tell them what to do because we all have to make mistakes and learn by them, you know. And but what I can tell them is how it worked out for me. And so many kids are going to go through it. You know, they think it's cool. You know, to play up, you know, it starts with little shit, and especially these days, you know, you got kids warring over area codes and that, like, and dying and shit, you know, and it's fucking hectic. What a waste of life. And as you know yourself, Dave, you've watched so many people lose their life to jail, end up being buried at an early age, end up washed up, lost their mind on drugs. You know, it's just the way, and we were surrounded by it, bro. You know, that's all we knew. You know, hopefully a byproduct of that one day is I own my own rehab center. Not hopefully, I will. You know, I shouldn't say hope. I will own my rehab center. So, yeah, I want to fight the war on drugs for my own little. Listen, I don't agree with the government and the police. You know, like, I haven't seen many good things from them. Obviously, if you're a civilian, someone climbs through your window, you're meant to ring the police. You pay your taxes. I understand that. But from the world I was in, you know, you can't punch someone in the mouth and say, now don't punch this guy. I'm going to fucking punish you for it. You know what I mean? You just smack me in the mouth, bro. What are you telling me? Don't punch this guy. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. But that's the world I grew up in, with police and then the government. I mean, you know, like I said, I was corrupted by power and money. I mean, have a look at the pharmaceutical companies, you know, the alcohol, tobacco, you know what I mean?
Even the corrections, bro. Look at corrections, man. You know what I mean? It's all about this, mate. It's all about this.
It comes back to $1, and it blinds us for what's right, you know? And we lose our morals and our honour and that. You know, maybe when I'm sitting back at a rehab centre and fighting the war on drugs, you know, and like I said, I'm a crook that just doesn't do crime. I don't believe in the government and the police. I'm not a big fan of them, you know. So either side, I find a little bit of an identity crisis because I'm sitting on the fence fighting it from my own angle, bro. And that's a little bit tricky.
I'm with you there, man. Honestly, every word you're speaking, I know exactly how you feel, man. Because me too, I'm hard out against drugs, bro. You know what I mean? I'm hard out against it, man. And I am against people peddling the stuff, even though I do know people,
100%.
you know what I mean? I'm against it, mate, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I've got no faith in the government or the police either, so it's just like, that's why we just got to keep our vision, bro, and just know that it's like a boat, mate. When they go through the water, it starts off these little ripples, bro, but they turn into waves, man, and that's just one boat, you know what I mean? Just cruising through there, and that's all we can do, man, you know? But yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you're trying to say, by the way, yeah.
Thank you, bro. It's awesome to hear someone speak the same, you know, like we get it, someone that gets me, you know, because it is weird. It's a weird feeling, isn't it? You know, it's tricky. I don't want to be a fucking skunk, or I shouldn't say skunk because I've got a little crew on TikTok that calls Skunk Gang, so I shouldn't say skunk. But I don't want to be a dog and kick it off for the fucking for the jacks and the fucking government and jump in the trenches for them. But at the same time, I'm not about anybody that poisons the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, it is what it is. So on that note, well, we touched base on skunks and that. So a bunch of little Aussie kids and that, they get on my lives on TikTok, and we have a banter and that. And then fucking one night just come up, skunk this, skunk that, having a laugh, you know, between the boys. And obviously the words don't have weight like they used to. And so we end up running, it's called the Skunk Gang. And so we troll cunts' lives and that. We just have a laugh and drop a bunch of skunk emojis in there and just spam their lives, you know. And so I'll be battling them on TikTok, and I'll give them the signal. They jump over, bang, and froze the people I'm battling off their game, you know, instead of coaching their team. And we're going to get this. They said, what the fuck are all these skunks in my fucking spam? You know, it's like a diversion tactic on my little TikTok art of war, you know. And you love it. Yeah, but anyway, so Skunk Gang stands for, we've come up with a abbreviation or whatever you call it of it. So it stands for Sick Cunts Uniting, Not Criminals, Good Australians, Not Gangsters, you know? So all the kids following my lead, I really put it out there. It's not cool to be a crim.
Oh, man, Gary, brother, honestly, the way you're speaking, man, I can feel the passion, bro. I can see the vision, and you can definitely see the vision, man. So, brother, man, I'm excited for you, man, and just to be able to do this for you, man, and give you this time to speak your truth, man. And I just hope that it just leads to more and more good stuff, man. More radio interviews, man, some TV time, because you deserve it, brother. You know what I mean? Especially over there in Melbourne at the moment, man. A lot of people are gonna
You've given me a chance to shoot my message to the youth. But bro, you're a true G, bro. You're a proper G, you know, like where you've come from. I know your story, brother. You know, I'm from Melbourne too, you know, I heard all about you. You know what I mean? I heard things. I don't think we never ran into each other, but bro, and what you're doing now, motherfucker, take some fucking minerals, bro. And full respect to you, brother. You are a fucking proper don. You know what I mean? You got it down pat, bro. 100% respect, full respect.
Thanks, brother. It's all love, man. You know, that's what I love bringing, bro. That's why I love this, man. Being able to give brothers platforms, especially blokes that I've done time with, man. And you know, we haven't met, bro, but I heard the names, bro. You know what I mean? Being able to give people a platform, it's just, bro. It's just a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful.
It is, bro.
We all move as one, bro. We might be across the ditch there, man, but you know, we're moving as one.
We're better together than divided.
And there needs more boys like this, especially in Melbourne, bro. You know what I mean? That get more of a platform, that have lived that life. You know, I know in Sydney, a lot of boys have been getting platforms that have been able to change their lives around. It needs to happen more in Melbourne, you know, more figures that have done time and are being praised by society. You know what I mean? It definitely needs to happen more, man. But look, brother, nothing but love and respect, mate. Wishing you all of the best in your endeavors.
You too, my brother.
And all of that. And
same,
brother, we'll talk soon anyway, my bro.
All right, sweet as, bro.